Good morning, everybody. I'm Rick, and this is Two Brothers Outdoors. Thanks for coming along with us today. We appreciate you guys watching our videos. So, Saturday, the video before this, we took down a giant white pine. Tim was somehow able to plow a path down to it with his four-wheeler. So we took it down. We got 4 great big fat logs out, 5 foot long. If you remember back this summer, we got a bunch of short logs out of the stump dump. They were about 50 inches long, but they were 22 to 24 inches in diameter. And those pieces of wood sold really quick, and we're still getting calls for that type of stuff. So we took down that giant pine, and it wasn't straight by any means, but surprising to us, there was no red rot in it. And because there's no red rot in it, we got a bunch of great little logs out of it. All right, so Saturday, after we got done there, we got another 11 inches of snow. And then yesterday, we got a couple of more inches of snow. They're calling for some rain and ice Thursday. So I guess I better run down and get some gasoline for the generator. We got a 10,000 watt generator, can run the whole house in the event we lose power. And if there's a looming ice storm, we may lose power. It's a good possibility. So I want to get some gas for that. And then we got another storm coming Saturday. They're talking about 12 to 14 inches next Saturday. And it's just like, I don't think it's ever going to end. But anyway, we got some stuff going on today. Come on along with me and let's get some things done. I'd just like to mention real quick, you can see the sun's getting higher in the sky now. A couple weeks ago it was just over the horizon. Now it's getting up there nice and high. We're getting there, guys. More daylight, sun's getting higher, weather will start warming up sooner or later, right? All right, so there's the sawmill building right there. And of course the house and other buildings. We keep this plowed out down here. See all these big nice piles of snow. Some of these piles are 10 feet high, 11 feet high. But we keep this plowed out so that we can get to the trail that goes down into the woods. Because the snow accumulation has gotten so deep, we aren't able to get down in the trails, to get up on the mountain to get access to our trees or our logs, and we do have some logs down. Normally what we do is we stack logs up here. We call this the log yard right here, and we stack logs up down in here. We'll have pine and hardwood mixed. And in the event that we can't get up in the woods, that usually holds us over till spring. This year our first snowstorm came early, and it was a big storm, but we were still able to get up in the woods. We got a couple trees down, but before we could get the logs out, we got lake effect snow to the tune of 33 inches, and then another storm, and next thing you know, so the only thing we got left right now is I got a hard maple here and a hard maple here. That is not a log, and there's a yellow birch buried right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get these 3 logs out. I've got room in the sawmill building to store them, so I'm going to take these logs, put them in the building, and what we're going to do is we're going to stop plowing down here. This is a lot of effort, and there's no reason in doing it anymore. It's a wasted effort. So we will stop plowing this. There's no need to plow it because we can't get in the woods. We'll still keep the roadway open between here and the other mill. And we'll keep it open up here around the mill as well. But my objective this morning is to get these logs inside the mill, get them out of the weather, and get them lined up so that we can get them on the mill as needed. We have 1 hardwood log over at Tim's, and then we have 1 ash, which also is hardwood, on his mill. That's it, guys. That's all we got left. But we did get the big pine down. We got 4 big pieces out. And yeah, you can see those giant pines. See them right there? And that's what we took down. It was one that's sitting over in here. Nice tree. It wasn't straight by any means, but we got some very nice 5-foot logs out of it. Yeah, we got these giants all around the mill. We'd like to keep these here though. You see, we got these big giant pines. We got them up on the mountain too. And that's the ones we'd rather go after. But at any rate, I'm just rambling here. Let's take a look inside the mill and see what we have to move to get those logs in here. This door, before winter, this door had 6-inch clearance between the ground and the door. And unfortunately, the ice and snow is built up to the point to where the door is difficult to open. Okay, so I think if I take these boards right here, these are destined for the crafter's box. I can move them up there next to that stack of wood. Fold the chairs up, I guess. Wheelbarrow won't be in the way. Get these battings out of here. We could place those 3 logs right there. And of course, roll them up on the mill whenever we need to. And that'll still allow us to back some of them pine logs up on the mill to cut those up. And of course, those will go in the other building. It's over here. All right, so let me move some of this wood, make some room, and we'll start putting those logs in here. Sunday, unfortunately, all this snow, if you dig it out, I can't show you because it's too hard packed, but there's ice underneath all this snow. I used a plow truck to plow this out this far, and then Tim will take his 4-wheeler and go around the building with the plow on the 4-wheeler. Anyway, Sunday, we're clearing out from Saturday's storm. Going in here with the truck. The truck slid sideways, buried up in this, down here in the woods. We ended up cutting 3 trees out of the way to keep from hurting the truck, to keep from putting dents in the side of it. And we literally had to use a winch to winch the truck out up to that pine tree there, and then put the Jeep here and winch the truck this way away from that to get it out. What a mess that was. Winter is kicking our butt this year, guys. Anybody remember these shovels? The old U.S. military, huh? Imagine digging a foxhole with that. I know there's a log in here somewhere. I hope in the snow says there's one. All right, it's right there. It's probably froze into the ground, even though you set them on runners. When the ground starts to freeze, it rises up and just grabs anything that's sitting above it. All right, let's see if we can get it broke loose. See that? That's moving. Told you there was a log under there. Usually when we get winters like this, a lot of snow, we will get like a week above freezing and the snow melts and packs down. We're able to pack the trails down and stay on top of it, but this year we haven't been above freezing very often. Last night it was 4 degrees. We'll get this snow off of here. We don't need this in the sawmill. And yes, if I sound like I'm out of breath, I am. All right, let's pull this ahead just a little bit. Boy, that's a pretty maple log right there. Got a bulge right here. And of course, you see this big knot right there. That takes away from the veneer quality of the log, but it'll make some good crafter's wood. All right, let's head up to the mill. I'm going to back it on the mill, drop it, and then roll it off the mill and roll it up in the other building for further use. Tell you what, guys, I designed these log arches. Not the log arch, but these log arches I designed. In trial and error. But these things, I tell you what, they're a godsend. It allows us to keep the logs clean. Allows us to move logs around the log yard, put them on the mill using a four-wheeler. I've got a tractor, but the four-wheeler, believe it or not, is easier to maneuver around the woods. And they really do a great job. Okay, at this point, it should be pretty simple and straightforward. Throw this down here for a wood chock, because it is uphill. I want to keep that log from rolling. Made a mistake. That's not a log. That's a log. And I didn't wear my hip boots today. So now I'm working in the snow over my boots. It's probably going to get down inside my boots. And I'll have to go change my boots and my socks. And my pants are going to be wet. Okay. Let's help them tongs dig in. And maple's got a slick bark. Sometimes those tongs don't dig in real fast. Oh yeah, they're digging in, I can tell. Just the log will come loose. That's a lot of pressure on that log, and it ain't moving. Well, shit. This is why that pry bar's down here. Let's see if we can get this broke loose. Yeah. Just a quick snap like that sometimes will break them free. That baby coming out now. Let's see if we can move it ahead a little bit. All right, let's get it up in the air a little bit more. The more you got in the air, the less drags, the easier it is to drag it. Sometimes. Boy, oh boy, huh? Look at the snow on this. Okay, anybody else out there having a horrible winter this year? I know Paul and Andy are from Southern Adirondacks. I think they've gotten more snow than we have. Maybe not, but it's close. This birch right here was a ratty ass tree, and it was in the way. So we cut it down, left it, and we back and got it just after the first snowfall, before we couldn't get in the woods anymore. Pulled it out. We got 4 logs out of it, and this is the last log. This is the biggest log, but we've already sold most of it. It's been doing a good job. One thing I'd like to mention real quick, every time we use the word can't hook for this tool right here, we have people trying to correct us, telling us it's a PV. And a lot of times we call it a PV, but actually this is a can't hook. And I'll show you the difference. A can't hook has got a tooth right here along with the hook. And what that does is it digs into the log here. This digs in here and helps you roll the log, or if it's square, it helps you roll the can. Now a PV has a point on it right here. And the purpose of that point is to be able to move logs and pry. And that's more of a woods tool or working down around the river and stuff. But this is actually called a cant hook. That's the name of it. It's not a PV. If you don't believe me, Google it and you'll see. I've actually had people call me stupid. I don't know what I'm talking about. It makes me laugh because you're actually the one that's don't know what you're talking about when you try to tell me this is a PV. All right, guys. I got one more to grab and do the same thing. I'm not going to waste your time with that. You see what I'm doing. So, at any rate, I'll run down and get some gas in a little while. Tim gets home tonight. We may saw up an ash. Try to get one of those big pine logs on his mill. Those are some big logs. I think the biggest one is like 36 inches. So, going to be a challenge. All right, guys. Thanks for coming along with us. Till the next one. We'll see you later.